What's good, YouTube? Your boy Bossco back again with another video. Hopefully, you're having a good day wherever you are out there in the world. We back again with another morning live stream. Just gonna go through some things that I seen that I saved on my Twitter. Of course, we got sneaker reviews or sneaker news. More sneakers dropping in the next few days to weeks. I do have a new video live right now on Bosco 2.0. If you guys want to see some more in-depth information about some of these sneakers we're going to talk about. Like I said, just chilling out for the morning time. Once again, we back. Hopefully, you guys have a good day, a good start to your day, a good start to your week. But yeah, man, what's good? Hopefully, you enjoy whatever happens here today. We kind of freestyle, but not really. Make sure you hit the like button. Leave some comments if you feel like it. Let me go ahead and just go on over to my timeline right now. I will also go over some of the finds that people have been posting in my Discord, Energy A10, which is linked in the description. There's still a lot of heat out there to be found. Still a lot of heat out there to be found if you're going out there doing retail arbitrage. Shout out to everybody watching on whatever platform you're watching me on. I'm just going to leave it at that. We got a lot of options out here. So hopefully you're watching on one of them. And make sure you hit the like button or subscribe or follow, whatever you got to do on that platform to tune in. Starting off, yesterday we kind of talked about this a little bit. The releases this week. I didn't even notice LeBron is dropping. It's a classic LeBron, not something that I'm into. This is one of the sneakers I'm not really a fan of. I know a lot of people do like that model. I don't even know the number of it, to be honest with you. I forget. 3 as a 4 as a 5. I'm not sure. There's been a lot of duds in LeBron's sneaker lineup, which is unfortunate. 21 sneakers, and I say maybe 5 bangers out of 21, which is really shaky. You know what I'm saying? Got respect for his game and all that stuff, but I can't say that I like a lot of his shoes. I only own maybe 1 or 2 of his models. I had a few more out there that I like, but I don't know, man. Hopefully the 22 can do some revamping to make me like more of them, because I'm not really liking what I'm seeing with the 21. And this one right here is an easy pass for me. It's kind of a heavy shoe, but it's a classic shoe. Some people might want to be out there collecting it, to each his own. I think the ships are pretty cool. I think a lot of people are going for those. And of course, everybody's going for the 4s, or a majority of the people are going for the 4s. Me making my rounds yesterday, hitting up a couple stores. I did see people coming out, filling out raffle tickets for them. You know, um, both the 3 stores I went to, there was people in there when I got there, people coming in when I'm leaving. I heard a lot of people fill out tickets for them. So I guess because it is a 4, one of the popular silhouettes still for Jordans, people are grabbing this for either personal or resale purpose, whatever that is. Everything else on the shoe on this list right here is pretty average for me, but that doesn't really speak to you guys. Maybe you guys might like the New Balances or the Air Max, or I'm not even sure what this shoe is. Is this like a Tom Sachs? I don't think it is. Looks kind of weird though. But shout out to Soul Retriever. I think the 4s might be the best thing that everybody's really looking forward to. If there's something else that you're looking forward to, of course, let me know in the chat. Now, something that I saw just 10 minutes ago, and I had to like it and pull this up here. Apparently, Dylan Brooks and Luka got into an altercation out there in the FIBA games, which is going to be crazy to see how that turns out. I mean, it doesn't spill over to the NBA, but at least when they play each other, Dylan Brooks will be guarding Luka when Memphis plays Dallas, if Dylan Brooks is still on the Memphis Grizzlies. So that's going to be a pretty interesting matchup. Hopefully there's some video or something that comes out later to show what actually happened between them. I just seen this still photo of Luka getting thrown out, as well as Dylan Brooks. And one can only imagine Dylan Brooks was doing too much. Luka got tired of it. Luka snapped. They just got rid of him, got rid of both of them. Looks like Canada was beating Luka's team pretty bad too. So maybe, Dylan Brooks' team was winning and he was talking a lot of shit. Luka probably got up under Luka's skin, and Luka reacted, and you get kicked out. That's usually what happens. So that will be interesting to see how that spills over into the next season, which is right around the corner. Memphis and Dallas. I mean, if you didn't already have one reason to watch them with Luka and Ja potentially and Kyrie, this is just another fuel to the fire. Could spill over to the playoffs if they meet each other in the playoffs. Who knows? Dylan Brooks is considered a defensive stopper, so I'm pretty sure he's going to be guarding Luca all the time. Luca or Kyrie. Luca or Kyrie. I mean, I'm picking Luca 9 times out of 10 as far as hooping, maybe 10 times out of 10. Luca is just a much better player. His team lost badly, 92-77. They're down with second or that minutes left, 6 minutes left. So they probably got blown out. Like I said, it is what it is. Just adding more storylines to this upcoming NBA season if we didn't have enough. We got some more storylines in the NBA to talk about in just a second. You know, next thing that I came across was some information on NBA 2K. Let's see if this is entertaining at all. Let's see if this makes me want to buy the game. I got to be careful with this music in the background. It might be copyrighted. I don't know. You got to be careful with this stuff here. Maybe I won't even play the music. But then without the music, you can't really see anything besides, you know, the the little visual, which really doesn't say anything. Why do they have people on the beaches? And are they going to try to make 2K into more of a GTA style? If 2K could ever do that, make a 2K GTA game where you have real games, but then you have a lifestyle outside of it. I mean, everything that 2K is doing lately, you know, everything that they've been adding to the My Career story since like 2012 or 2013 uh, is making it more and more, hold on. Yeah, everything they've been adding to 2K since My Career really started blowing up is getting it more towards a GTA style. You feel me? So that's why I'm like, it would be dope. Like you see people in the background at the beach, you see people walking on the streets. They already have malls and stores that you can go ahead and check out. When does 2K come out? When is 2K should be coming out pretty soon, right? I'm so far out the loop with 2K, I don't even really care. I mean, I like the game, but I'm not super on the game like that. Yeah. So we're gonna see, man. Yeah, I feel like maybe it's coming out this Thursday or something like that. Yeah, so I'm seeing on Bleacher Report to go back to my last story. Bleacher Report is saying that Dylan Brooks was taunting Luka Doncic, got 2 technical fouls, and they both were ejected from the Canada Slovenia game. So it is what it is. That's what I pretty much thought it would be. Dylan Brooks doing his thing, guarding Luka, making it a little difficult, probably talking some shit. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. But 2K, man, I don't know, man. Not too much about it. It's making me really want to grab it. But one thing that would be dope is if they could make it more of a GTA style, which maybe take away from the gameplay, but they're adding so many things to play in 2K besides, or they're adding so many things to do besides just play basketball in 2K. They're showing the nightlife, the street life. You have different type of wardrobes. You got the beach with people on the beach. You know, it almost looks like a basketball GTA. The way that they keep adding more elements. Pretty soon, you're gonna have cars to drive to different courts. You know, and on the way to the different courts in your car, you're gonna have stores you could drive and get to. The city is just getting bigger and bigger and bigger every year. So I feel like it's only a matter of time before 2K meets GTA life, and I'm kind of here for that. If that was ever the case, maybe I don't know, maybe GTA 6 you can play basketball, and that's all we need for the start of the merger between the two. Probably won't ever happen, but I mean, that would the way that they're doing 2K now. It looks like they're trying to cross over to make it close to life with the friend selection and agents and so many different elements to the game. And of course, it's the season 24. So everything's going to be based around Kobe. So if you're a Kobe fan, at least you can maybe grab it to collect it. I think there's like two Kobe covers. So if you're a Kobe fan, 2K got you covered. Plus, you got Kobe's coming out around that time too. Um, Next thing that I came across was these green snake Nike Dunks. Shout out to all the people out there who are dunk connoisseurs and dunk lovers and been on Nike Dunks since they've been coming out a long time ago. Not new to this, but true to this. You know what I'm saying? Some of the dunk people are pretty cool. People who collect dunks. I've seen my rapport with some of them have been pretty solid. At one point, I would put people who like dunks in the same category as the people who like undefeated. If you watch one of my recent videos, when Cool and I went by the warehouse for Undefeated, I gave my little rant about the Undefeated crowd. And I seen that some of you people in there in the video who watched the comment, who watched the video commented, that they kind of understand where I'm coming from. And I used to feel that way about people who like dunks, that same kind of bougie crowd. I'm better than you because I got dunks on, and these are the best shoes ever made when they're really not a lot of times, So it's good to see, more colorways coming out for those people who do like it. And it's good to see more chill people liking the dunks and not the super, oh, I'm special because I got a bunch of dunks. All right, who cares, bro? Who really cares? And I feel the same way with the Undefeated crowd, man. Some of them people just feel like it's crazy. The way that you guys think about these brands that you have no really allegiance to. They don't have no allegiance to you, rather. You know what I'm saying? I just think that shit is funny. I like the shoes that I like too, but I'm not over here saying like, oh, I'm exclusive because I got a bunch of Kyries and you don't. Like, who looks at things that way? And them Undefeated crowds and them dunk crowds usually do, the little whatever, bro. These are not bad. The snakeskin, the green snakeskin print on them. I think they're just coming out with more ways to try to find you guys to buy. It's an easy shoe to make. It seems like they can just put different palettes on it and people will flock to them. You see this has 3,000 likes, been viewed over 166,000 times. So obviously this is something that people are looking forward to. The green snake Nike Dunk Low. Of course, you guys can comment and let me know if this is something that you guys are going for. Me personally, it's an easy pass, but it is a dope color concept. The forest green or dark green with the white. It looks like it's going to have white sail and the gum outsole. It's trying to give you the best of all the worlds together, A lot of people have been talking about Rich Paul and his recent appearance on the No Chill podcast. Shout out to the homie, man, coming up with content that a lot of people are taking and remaking and commenting on based on his show. He's asking the good topics, having the good people on there. So that's dope to see, man. I guess in this clip here, Rich Paul is kind of making share his thoughts on the bubble championship, because a lot of people out there, Laker haters, LeBron haters especially. I'm saying more LeBron haters than Laker haters because a lot more people I think hate LeBron than they do the Lakers. And then him being a Laker is like a double whammy, But I'm not sure exactly what he said. I watched the episode, but I don't fully remember what he said. So I'm just going to play the clip right now to see what it is. But you can't blame Rich Paul for having any of his thoughts about LeBron. I mean, LeBron low-key set him up. But I mean, not to discredit that. LeBron did put him in a good place because they are friends. And then Rich Paul took the baton and kept running. Rich Paul stated that he hasn't been on LeBron's payroll since like 06. Either 06 or 2013, one of the two. But he hasn't been on LeBron's payroll for a long time, so he's not like LeBron's do-boy. He's established his own lane as an agent and maybe a few other hats he wears. The players respect him. The players know about Rich Paul. People hate on him because he went a different route. Maybe had a little push from his homie LeBron. He didn't go to school for being an agent. So the league start trying to change rules for him. Sometimes, the league sees things that they don't like. They make rules because of one person's actions, so there's no more people doing it. I think it's called a Rich Paul rule, where like now if you want to be an NBA agent, you have to have some schooling at a university to be an agent. You can't just be somebody who learns the game as he did and become an agent that way, which is unfortunate, but it is what it is. I guess you don't want the market to get flooded, but it does look a little fishy because he's who he is and did it a different way. So they found a way to let no more of the Rich Pauls in the building. You know what I'm saying? But he has a good insight on things, and he definitely knows what he's talking about. You know what I mean? So let's see why he feels the bubble ring is legit. I mean, I think it's legit. It's a ring. Not everybody can win it. Tim Duncan has 5. They don't say nothing about the short season he got, So why do they keep trying to tarnish the boy? You feel me? But let's see what happens.
Forgot about that.
We're just haters, so we can discredit anything.
And the Knicks got to the finals that year too.
No, I'm just saying in terms of
It's
Yeah, because Brandon Jennings and Rashad McCants both kind of clown the bubble championship. You know, um, I'm gonna leave that there. You know, there's no digs on nobody because everybody's cool, but they're making fun of the bubble championship. But it's like it was kind of hard to do that. The circumstances seem pretty different. You know, yeah, they talk about home court, but when you don't have no home court, sometimes people play better. You know, on a neutral ground, they talk about practice players all the time. Practice players are players who do great in practice, who make almost every shot, who are superstars in practice. But once the lights come on, they're not so much of a superstar. So that bubble gave you that same feel. That's why, you know, with the exception of like Jamal Murray, because that's somebody I was going to say, but he did get injured. But there were some players in the bubble who really shined, who really did their thing. That when it came to the next season, when it had the people coming in the gym, wasn't really the same. You know, I was going to say Jamal Murray because he was really balling in the bubble. Then the season came, he didn't do so much, but he did get hurt too, so that makes a difference. So it's a whole psyche when it comes to that bubble championship. You're away from your family for days. People do care about that. Some people don't. Some people do. A lot of people feel like athletes be away from their families a lot, so that may be not a big thing. But if you're in a whole different area, confined to one spot for a long time, you can't do as much as you want to when you're used to doing everything you wanted to when you weren't playing. It's a different mindset. There were some teams who didn't want to be there. You know, the Clippers didn't want to be there. Maybe a couple other teams really didn't want to be there. You know, they wanted to get back to their normal elements. So to stay in there and stay focused, it's different, bro. It wasn't just easy.
2 goals, 10 players, same shot clock. Like, refs, what are we talking about?
Different atmosphere, though. Different atmosphere.
Yeah, but
help the other team.
That different atmosphere is what I'm saying. That helps. So it can help some of them players off the bench who ain't really it.
Talking about
different atmosphere, though. Different atmosphere.
Yeah, but
that helped the other team.
But here's what I'm saying.
That helped the other team.
Facts.
That helped.
No home court advantage.
No home court advantage helps both teams. Let them talk.
No fans. You seeing Lil Wayne on the little thing right there?
Everybody get cheered.
But yeah, but what
ain't no home court advantage.
No Rihanna.
What have fans ever done for you?
Huh? What have fans ever done for you? Look at Rich Paul cooking in a humble, modest, chill way. And I would love people to answer that. What does, I mean, the fans give you more energy, right? You know, I never played on their level, but playing in front of crowds, I played in front of 800, maybe 1,000 at one point, maybe a little more, I don't know, a little less. But playing in front of a crowd does give you a little more energy. It really depends on who the crowd's for. My crowds, when I did it, was more so for, well, we did have some cool crowds, not really, but any of the big crowds I played in front of was in tournaments and things of that nature. So everybody's going for everybody there. It's kind of like a balanced situation. Everybody's going for everybody. In a sense, NBA is much different. You got home team, everybody going for this team and not the other team. They booing the other team, clowning the other team. It can get to your psyche a little bit, but then again, if you really think about it, if you're really a hooper in any sport, not just basketball, if you're a hooper, when you're locked in playing a sport, you don't really pay attention to the sideline really as much at all, unless you're a player who, when you sit down for a break or timeouts or free throws, you might look around and see what's up. But for the most part, you're dialed in. You don't even care who's there. It's like a catch-20. It's like two sides to that, right? One hand, I say, when you're focused playing, you don't even feel like nobody's there, right? So then it would be like, well, if the bubble's that, it's like the same situation because you don't see nobody in the crowd in the bubble. You don't see nobody in the crowd in real life or not in the bubble. The thing is, though, there is an element of the live energy of people there that makes people act different, which is why I go to the same point of sometimes that hurts players. People don't play the best in front of crowds. They play better in the bubble situation. You're going to get the best of the 7th, 8th, 9th man on the team. You're going to get their best effort because they're not nervous of the crowd. And that kind of matters. You know, the bench is a big part of the game. So you need everybody to be dialed in. Let me let them cook some more. Yeah, they try to say different atmosphere. But what has the crowd done for you, bro?
Ain't no home court advantage.
No Rihanna.
What have fans ever done for you?
Fans bring the excitement. You know, it make you know.
Yeah, but I don't think that we.
Shit,
I understand that a Tuesday night against Detroit.
If you don't really want to be in Detroit playing the game, but the crowd's there, they talking some shit to you, or they're cheering for you, you might get up for that game. You know,
For all the marbles, I don't understand that.
It's different when Bron coming down dunking in the fans and he doing that. And you see Denzel and all that. That feel different.
So he can't turn your fans.
Huh?
He can't turn your fans. You get to cheer.
There's no fans. There's no fans. You hearing a loud.
LeBron can't turn your fan base like he would do in an arena.
But also,
But I can turn.
Base can't.
You can't turn. You ain't gonna turn the Lakers
Hey, but
fan
our
base,
fan,
bro.
our
You
fan,
ain't turning no Laker fan base, bro.
hey,
but
our fan base can't make him miss free throws because we loud and we on his ass all night.
that's true too. That is a factor. That is a factor. When you're on the road, the crowd can maybe affect your shot a little better, a little different. You know, Russell Westbrook, hearing Westbrook in the crowd makes him want to taunt the audience. You know, maybe sidetracks him a little bit or makes him go harder in the game. It's like a little bit of both. You know, I don't know.
But
taking that, not even focusing on that.
Right.
If Steph wins in the bubble, do they discredit it?
Yeah,
No.
they got to.
No,
They would not. They wouldn't. I don't think so. If Steph won in the bubble, they would not discredit. They were, oh, Steph, and he won in the bubble too, which is the hardest bubble. They would have made so many excuses of why that was the hardest championship to win.
And the same thing.
No,
We're saying it's a bubble ring. We're still saying it's a bubble ring.
Because it's circumstantial.
But you're one.
But the
we're
media,
talking about
we're
that.
talking about the
Yeah.
media.
Yeah, go ahead, slow him down, Chris Paul.
Yeah.
Slow him down.
Everybody,
Slow him down.
most people listen to.
Exactly.
They
That's
still
what-
getting the
it's the
same
hardest
thing. I mean,
ring.
yeah, outside of LeBron and Steph, yes, they it's just gonna be like, okay, you
Because they
hey,
the
but
best. They
but
two of the
them
best.
two, they're the only two
They
that's
the
gonna
only
get
two.
slandered.
For sure.
Yeah, for sure.
Because
I'm
it's
just saying.
different for them.
I'm just saying.
No.
You know, no matter who would have won it, I just felt like under those. I was in the bubble,
Mm.
so under those circumstances, you getting up, you testing every day.
It's a lot of strenuous situations. Let's see what else. Let's see.
You know, you haven't seen your family in 90 days. If you made it that far, and to me, it was hard.
Not seeing your family in 90 days is a good thing for some people. Some people might enjoy that, actually. You know, can get shit done, not have to feel obligated, you know what I mean? Not feel bad for not being there. Like, hey, I'm here working, baby. I can't do nothing. I have to stay here. You know, but maybe more people want to be with their family. You know, who knows?
Harder because when you
Maybe
look at
that's
the two
just me.
teams that went, we know what the Heat culture brings,
Mhm.
right? And then you had to have leadership between Rondo, Bron, AD. They had a very adult team once they got in there for the most part
Needed
to
that.
be able to lock in. And you got to remember the distraction that happened in the bubble when they stopped playing.
Different elements, different strokes for different folks. They did go on and talk about that a little more, you know what I'm saying? But the bubble ring is something that people will always clown for because LeBron won it, because they don't talk about Tim Duncan's half the season. Good morning to everybody coming through. Hopefully you guys have a good day. Hit the like button. Don't know how many people here. I'm just kind of going in right now, but shout out to you. Hit the like button, of course. But yeah, man, nobody says nothing about Tim Duncan's ring in the half season, bro. Nobody says nothing about that. The lockout ring that Tim Duncan has, they just say Tim has 5 rings. It's almost like forgotten that he won one of them, in a half season. You know, they actually it panned out really well for San Antonio that year with their team having Duncan come and join David Robinson to play half a season. David Robinson being older but only having to play half a season. You know, the teams don't really lock in and fully hone into the teams until All-Star break halfway through, when you seen these teams once or twice, get enough film and research on these players. You know, that 82 game season does matter when it comes to strategy wise for the playoffs. You know, people don't think about it so much during the regular season, but your likes and dislikes, what makes you comfortable and uncomfortable on the court, is tracked and calculated throughout the whole season, a whole 82 game season. They played 52 games, short, quick season. They wasn't even sure if they really were gonna do it. So how much preparing were you doing before the season? Then when you get into the season, it's just like click, click, click. You know what I'm saying? Quickly. They still have a little a sample size of what they would before, but I don't know. It's just weird. Like to my point, like, have we seen New York in the finals ever again since then? Like, have we seen New York Knicks in the finals ever since then? I think that bubble helped them too. They probably they probably would have winded down or not made the finals if they won a full 82 game season. San Antonio's team seemed like they could make it because of the players they had. They already had a solid team before they got Tim Duncan. Tim Duncan just put them over the top, and they won. And like I said, for the other side of it, have we seen New York in the finals ever after we've had a full season? No. New York was able to sneak in there. New York sometimes, I think they did it last season too, where they start off pretty good and then they just fizzle off and level out and usually don't make the playoffs or barely make it or whatever the case is. So that season, they were doing the same thing. They were peaking at a good time, and usually when they would start to fall off, it was, oh, we're in the playoffs now? Oh, we're in the oh. So I mean, there's two that should be an asterisk. It should be, if there is two, it's Tim Duncan's and Tim Duncan, David Robinson, and the bubble. If y'all want to go that route with it. So that means AD don't even have a real championship in some people's eyes. You know what I'm saying? I know on this show they were trying to say that KCP got his first official ring, but nah, man, he got two. Don't discredit that stuff, man. What's up with that, bro? It's kind of crazy. De La Cruz was good. LeBron 4 graffiti. Are you going after those? Bushi, what's going on? Welcome to the stream. Good morning, Soul with the Smoke. Soul with the Smoke 23. What's good with you, bro? Just chilling out here, talking my stuff this morning. Went over a few things on my Twitter timeline. And then like about an hour ago, they told us that we're going to get another Kobe by Coastal, releasing summer 2024 for 180. It's crazy, man. Do you guys like that they give us information on these stuffs like so early? Summer 2024. Do we need to know this now? Maybe we needed to. Maybe you guys wanted to know. All it does is build anticipation for something that you don't get for a while. Unless they're trying to say next year will be like here like this, because you know time is flying. I don't know if anybody else has noticed, like in your cars. You know, I preset my the car clock, you know, on the radio that shows what time it is. I set it for like 8 to 9 minutes ahead of time. I don't want to do too much ahead of time. I don't want to do like not enough, you know. So I don't want to do too much, and I don't want to do not enough. I don't want to get used to it and like take advantage. Oh, my clock's this, so I'm right. I like to make it almost blindly set it a few minutes ahead, just to know that, just to forget that my clock's ahead. So if ever I'm in a rush somewhere, I still have time to spare. You feel me? But I remember one time recently, maybe 2-3 weeks ago, set my clock in the car to maybe like 11, like 9 to 11 minutes fast. I'll be solid. I think it was like 9 minutes fast. But over the course of like 3 to 4 weeks, now the clock is, what was it? 17 minutes fast, 18 minutes fast. On the safe side, I'd say 15 minutes fast. I'm like, wait, I never changed the clock though. I never changed my preset on the clock. So is it because the car goes off, it loses the time? I thought it didn't work like that. I don't know. But how is it increasingly adding time when I never added time? I just left it at 9 minutes. I don't know if anybody else has experienced that, but me and my girl was tripping off that. Like, how does it keep going up in minutes when we never touched it? Is that CERN thing real and time is really going faster than we know it is? Like, is that really the case? I mean, we're already with 4 months left in the year. Where'd the time go? Oh, shout out to Sleepy Soldier. It's Tana Leon, Sleepy Soldier. I don't know if y'all can even read that font. Shout out to Tana Leon, Sleepy Soldier from PG Lang. Go ahead and check out the Sleepy Soldier album on all streaming platforms. It's definitely a good listen. And he's geared up for his second album release. So hopefully, you know, hopefully it's better than the first one. That's always the goal. But yeah, going back to the time, I thought that was kind of weird. I don't know if anybody else has experienced that or is experiencing that, but I preset my time and it just continues to go up. Like, I would think it was different if I set it for 9 minutes and then 3 weeks later it was at like 4 minutes, 3 minutes. I mean, I might feel a little better that way, but why is the time going ahead? I don't know. Is that a malfunction or am I tripping? I guess somebody else will let me know. Am I getting the reverse Kobe Grinches? More than likely not. More than likely not. I like the shoe. Maybe I'll get it for content purposes. If I have an avenue to grab it or something like that. I'm not really into it. I never really was like really crazy about them. I think they're more of a hype thing. You know, people want them because obviously they're reverse Grinch. They're a dope shoe. Don't get me wrong. Rating them from a 1 to 10, I give them a solid 9. I maybe seeing them in person, I might like them more. They're dope. I just don't see myself needing them for the collection. Um, I don't know, man. I feel that way, but I feel like also the day before they drop, if I have access to get them for retail with no hassle, I might change my mind. But for the most part, I'm kind of over them. I'll leave them there for the people who really want to collect them. You know, um, yeah, the reverse Grinches, they're dope as hell. Don't get me wrong, but I don't need them. Never really been a big, Kobe connoisseur like that to begin with. Some of his shoes is cool, but maybe an unpopular opinion. But no, I'm not really going for the Grinches. I'm not really breaking my neck for them. I don't even mess with my Flex apps anymore, so it is what it is. But we will more than likely get them on camera to talk about them and see what they actually look like in person. I did have the original Grinches, and I sold those. The only reason why I regret selling them is because I should have waited and sold them a little later for a lot more. I sold them for like 800 to 900, maybe less. But now they're going for so much more. If I could have just waited a couple more months, you know what I mean? But it is what it is. This Kobe right here, it does look pretty nice. I like the fact that it has the different material or the snake mamba print all over it. 180 is the retail, releasing summer 2024, something for people to maybe be excited about. you know I'm not sure if you're somebody who is, but more than likely you are. Nine times out of 10 people watching the videos are on these Kobe's. Then we also get a glimpse at, and I want to know your feedback, whether you're watching now or on the replay. Deion Sanders, of course, if you guys don't know, he did recently re-sign with Nike to become back partners with them. So now they're going to start bringing back some of his older shoes. He's had a few dope ones out there. Most notably is Diamond Turfs, and then these ones right here. But they did something different with this model, and I don't know how I feel about it. The Nike DT React PE. So the Nike DT React, this shoe is different, more bulky. It does look futuristic, but they're putting the same style of his old shoe onto this new shoe, and I don't really know how I feel about it. You guys can be the judge of that. Things is kind of chunky. I'm not gonna lie. The black colorway, that's second, with the black with the tiger strikes or scratches coming up. It is more appealing than the white one to me, and definitely more than the two white colorways. The black one is definitely pretty cool, but I don't know. I think that extra bottom throws me off. Once again, it might be something that you have to see in person, because it does have that diamond turf strap. You guys can see that strap across the top. That's that old Hirachi diamond turf strap, which is classic. Adding that element to the shoe with the React, it might be a comfortable ass shoe. It's looking like those bulky Balenciaga type shoes, the New Balances. Everybody's going to that bulky look. Shout out to Yeezy for kind of coming with that idea some years ago. Yeezy's the man, bro. But yeah, I'm not sure how I really feel about these. Let me see. I think the other picture might be a little better. Oh, what did I just do? Hold up. What did I just do? Yeah, go back. Oh, I'm not trying to go on no 19 page. Here's, I guess, a side view of them in the TCU locker room. All white. What the hell going on? You got the all white with the gold hints, and you got the black with the gold or black with the yellow. I'm not sure what color combination that they're calling this one. And then you have the white with the gold. By far, to me, the black one is the best. I'm curious to see, when will they start bringing back the classic ones from Deion. Football season for them has already started, so can we start getting some of them rolling out now during the holiday season? A diamond turf or one of his other classic shoes or some dope colorways. These right here, I'm not sure how I feel about them. However, thinking about the Invincible run and that cushioning and that outsole, it kind of reminds me of this shoe. So they might feel great. They might be bouncy with a lot of cushioning. They do give you an inch or two. The midsole or outsole looks pretty thick. Looks pretty, thick. So I mean, maybe they'd be good. I don't like what I'm seeing from the first impressions, but the black one is the most appealing of the 3 colorways, but I just don't know yet. Dion, man, hopefully y'all can get this together, bro. We gotta make it right. John Morant off-season workout. What is John Morant doing right now? He has a whole nother
It helps
25 games. I can't even really play his because he got copyrighted music all day and stuff, you know.
even when things are difficult.
Copyright is real.
It helps us to focus on what
They should show him doing more basketball stuff than this stuff. This is not showing him getting better in the gym. This is just showing he's cool with the community. Okay, there you go. Some workouts. There you go, Ja. There you go. Ja Morant is at an advantage this season, I have to tell you. Ja Morant is definitely at an advantage over his competition this season because he's going to have to sit out 25 games. You know, it reminds me, even though it's a different scenario, it reminds me of those Laker Shaq days when I really was despising the Lakers. And Shaq would come in the season out of shape or injured from the previous season. And Shaq would miss a bunch of the first games of the season. And for me, as somebody who wasn't liking the Lakers, I was like, oh, dope, cool. You know, Shaq's out. They'll lose some games and maybe they'll have a worse season. But then the Lakers would the NBA would give the Lakers such a powder puff schedule that they didn't need Shaq to win those games when you got Kobe, you know? That stuff was so annoying to see that. And then by the time playoffs came, Shaq missing those 25 or how many games during the beginning of the season was now fresh when it came to playoffs and causing all havoc. So fast forward to this Ja situation, I feel like that's the same advantage he's going to have. You know, missing 25 games in a season is not going to really affect him so much because he's so young. He's definitely still going to be working out. You think he's not going to be working out? He's going to be lifting weights. He's going to be working on his game. He's probably going to be shooting a lot. He might come back even a better player than he would have had he had to start the season when everybody else did. Having an extra 25 games off to prepare and get ready, see what your teammates is coming in with, or your teammates is coming in with, and the opposing player, see who worked on what, who's improved. I think that 25 game miss is going to help him and the Grizzlies, which sucks because they're pretty good without him. They win some games without him, so they're not going to be bad when when the season starts. They're not going to be like at the bottom of the league waiting for Ja to come back to maybe get some chemistry to start making a push at it because they did so good. They did good last season when he wasn't in those games. So I don't know, man. I feel like that's just a little blessing in disguise for him. You know, maybe they should have spread that out towards the second half of the season or miss some games and some playoff games. Like, they're going to say missing 25 games in the beginning of the season is big for him because he's missing the game checks. But he's already established his money, bro. He has a lot more to establish, but he's already been paid from the league. And if it's not that, he definitely got a bag from Nike. So he's not really, it's hard to say because you're thinking of somebody else's money, but from outside looking in, that 25 games he's missing is not going to hurt that much considering how much more of his career he has and his endorsements and stuff like that. Like, it was one thing if he was a 34 or, little older, 30 years old kind of, but he's still like in his prime or hasn't really reached his prime. And he's like one of the faces, if not the face of the league. So it's going to benefit him. He can continue to work on a jump shot the whole time, come back with a 3-point shot. If Ja had a 3-point shot, it's already hard to guard him. It's kind of over now when it comes to trying to guard him. But if he had a consistent 3-point shot, it's a super wrap. That's just like saying if Westbrook or Derrick Rose in their primes, Westbrook's still balling like he's in his prime. But if any one of those guys in their prime had a jump shot, it would have been ridiculous. So if Ja comes back with a 40%, 45% shot, that would be crazy. That would be definitely crazy. That would be crazy to see that. Next up, we got images of the reimagined Jordan 1s, which you talked about, the OG Royals. There's been a lot of leaked images about these shoes. People have some videos actually showing them in hand when they go to SneakerCon. I think this shoe is growing on me a little more. I mean, I did say it wasn't bad, You know, I like the blue and black color combination. Blue and red are my favorite colors. For the most part, it's seeming that way because every time I see something this royal blue or something in that varsity red, it really appeals to me. Or purple now, like that court purple or field purple. I like that color combination on shoes too, especially with black. And the fact that the midsole is white, I think that's perfect as opposed to it being sail. You know, all suede Jordan 1. I don't know if it's been done. I'm not sure if it has been done, but that's definitely a dope situation here. It's growing on me. The more and more I see it, the more and more I like it. Of course, they're definitely trying to, you know, that's the marketing. The more you have better images of it, the more it does become appealing as we're getting closer and closer to, you know, the end of the year for these to drop. Fire colorway though, man. Fire colorway. That blue outsole. What's going on here? We're moving a little laggy. I'm trying to see the second picture. Yeah, I mean the blue outsole, white midsole. You know, the black laces go excellent with it. But if you know me, we like to do lace swapping options. The white lace would pop off the white so great in the shoe, but the black goes fine too. If you found some blue laces in that, that's some whole other cripping right there. That's a whole nother thing. You put the blue laces in it to match. I think they look fine with the black ones, but I definitely would try to see just to see what white laces would look like. You know, if there was some other white up here, maybe it would, you know, maybe look better. But we shall see. I think people will be going for these. You know, it remains to be seen. You guys will have to let me know if that's a shoe that you have to grab. The Jordan 1 High OG, the Royal Reimagine. I'm glad, man. Wait, November 4th these drop? I thought these were dropping in December, so that's good. So right around the corner. November will be here in no time. November will be here in no time. What's my sneaker of the year? That's a good question, man. Not quite sure yet what my sneaker of the year could be. I like the UNC toes. That's a solid collect. I mean, I know there's a lot out there, and you know, you asked me, you asked me. So, for my opinion, I mean, UNC toes is definitely up there. I got to think of some other shoes that came out this year. UNC fives was cool too, but I like the UNC toes more than the UNC fives. What's going on here? Sorry if we're having any signal issues trying to get this together. Yeah, UNC toes, man. Off the top of my head, I think UNC toes or the SB4s. I think that was a very solid release too. The colorway was dope, good quality on them. You know, it's not really about the hype and stuff. I'm not going off the hype. I'm just going off of what I think. You know what I mean? My own personal thoughts. I think it is a solid shoe. The UNC toes or the SB4s. Probably something else that I'm missing right now, but as of now, that's what I'm going to stick with. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. What do you feel like is your sneaker of the year? Let me know in the comments or let me know in the chat. So Reimagine OGs. Then, of course, we already talked about Rich Paul. You can't blame Rich Paul for sticking up for LeBron. He's making valid points, too. It's not like he's saying something that don't make sense. We got a Nike Dunk purple, a Nike Dunk low in this purple ink colorway. Solid colorway, probably would sit in stores unless the materials is better than they look. I'm not sure if that's a nubuck and a suede. I think it's all nubuck. I mean, I wasn't sure if it was a nubuck or a leather, like a mix of nubuck and leather, but I think from the looks of it, it looks like it's a whole nubuck upper. I'm not sure what that material is on the swoosh. Maybe that's the leather part. Not a bad colorway though. I wish they kind of gave it to us in a different background to see the shoe more. But from the stealth look of it, it's not bad, especially for if it's coming out in the next few weeks. It's so crazy. I mention it all the time. It's crazy how these people show these shoes as like on the way, about to dropping in a couple weeks. And if you go to enough stores, you'll see it on shelves right now. Like, damn, I thought this dropped in 2 weeks. So sometimes I'll be like, oh, look at this new Nike Dunk, but it might be available at other locations. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Soul Retriever giving us a closer look at the Jordan 4 SE Craft. December 2nd. Another Jordan 4 dropping. I'm sure you guys are ready for them. What would have to happen to make people tired of the Jordan 4s like they are tired of the Jordan 1s? Make a bunch of bad colorways, you know. The frozen moments is kind of on the way of like, hold up, what y'all doing? You know? I feel like this Jordan 4 is a bounce back for sure. If anybody felt like they messed up on those frozen moments, the fire reds are better, but these right here, I think is a solid release. The materials on it is definitely gonna be nice, especially for the time that's coming out. What is it? December. Usually when it's cold all the way around, this is definitely a winter shoe. Does not have Nike Air on the back. It just has the Jordan logo, which I'm not mad at. You know, some people are real sticklers about that type of stuff. The Jordan logo with the Nike or whatever it has when it has the logo on it, or the Nike Air on the back. I mean, it does matter, but at the same time, it really don't. They're all still dope shoes. It's just a caveat, I guess, if it has the Nike Air. And I'm glad they only saving those for like the OGs. They're not doing that for every one. That's what makes them a little more special. If these had the Nike Air on the back, people would lose their minds even more than they probably already are for just the colorway alone. Because I do think the colorway is on point. You know, where we at? You know, throughout my streams, I've been showing some of my stuff in my collection. The only one in my collection is this Jordan 4, the FIBA 4s. Definitely has the Nike or has a Jordan on the back in gold. So I don't have any Jordan 4s with the Nike Air on the back. So I've never been, a stickler on that. But I think these are pretty dope. Of course, the FIBA 4s, leather quality on here is dope. Of course, I got the wrinkle in the toe box, but the quality overall for this shoe, got a little blemish right there. Overall quality for this leather is on point. You can't sleep on them. Some people easily pass on the FIBA 4s, which, to each his own, but the quality on this is crazy. This is kind of right up my alley, Paul's, because it's that navy blue and red color combination, which I'm a fan of. Navy blue and red. I like that. I like how that sits together. Navy blue, red. You got the white on there. If this was all navy blue with the red accents, I would like it as well. But I'm glad they came with the red. You know what I'm saying? Jordan logo on the collar. You guys seen the FIBA 4s before. Ain't nothing new there. But yeah, speaking of 4s, I'm like, why not just show that one since that's one of the ones I'm gonna bring out anyway. You know what I mean? Jordan 4 SE Craft in the olive colorway. Are you guys picking them up? Retail for $210, dropping December 2nd, unless they change some dates or something like that, but it shall, remain to be seen. Now, this is something, speaking of some of the Laker news that's happening, they just signed a new player. And then actually the new player is Christian Wood, which I've heard the name, but I'm not too familiar on his game. A lot of people are saying he's like a 3-and-D, almost like a Rui Hachimura. So it's going to be interesting to see. But the salary cap for these guys, my goodness. Not to count people's pockets, but that salary cap is pretty hefty there. Woo! That's a lot of money being pushed out. And you got to think, if that money is being pushed out, how much are they actually making, bro? That's crazy. LeBron with 47, AD with 40, D'Lo with 17, Rui with 15, Austin with 12, Gabe Vincent with 10, Jared Vanderbilt 4.7. Tayshaun Prince, Jalen Hood. Wow. Chairman Prince 4.5, Jalen Hood 3.7, Christian Wood 2.7, Jackson Hayes 2.2, Cam Cam Reddish 2.2, Max Christie 1.7, Maxwell Lewis 1.1. Rob Pelinka has turned the worst cap situation into the best in just 8 months. If he doesn't win an Executive of the Year award, it's rigged. He set the Lakers up with the most flexible contender. It can easily get a superstar if the right one becomes available. Put the waves on him. Shout out to Rob Pelinka for doing that, I guess, you know. But here's the thing, right? Because this is how NBA contracts work and just based on your previous play, because Vanderbilt had a great season, you know. But he just had a great season. You know. Gabe Vincent, I mean, I'm just going off of what I feel. I feel like Gabe Vincent got that money because he played for a championship, you know. His what he built the last season. Like if Jared Vanderbilt was a free agent this year and balled out like he did last season, balled out like he did last season, I would feel he could qualify for that 10. But I think because Gabe Vincent played in the finals, I think that has something to do with it. That's a crazy drop off though. 10.5 for Gabe. He's only 2 under Austin. Gabe better come through and show up. Not counting people's pockets, but just based on this, like, because I think the boy Jared Vanderbilt should be getting paid more than him. But like I said, Vanderbilt's just coming into his own. He has played in the league for a while, but Gabe Vincent's kind of shown it on a big stage. He kind of was a solid player for the Heat throughout the playoffs and in the finals. So it makes sense why they gave him that money. But dang, bro. And I thought Cam Reddish was better than that, but maybe because he hasn't really, you know, he hasn't played to the level he should be. So they got him listed at a 2.2. He's slightly above a second or third year player, Max Christie. I don't want to say, I don't think anybody's overpaid. I'm not going to say that, but I think, you know, Jared is underpaid, but luckily he stayed with the team and it fit for him because he's a good asset to their team. Their lineup's not bad, you know. I'm glad they kept D'Lo. I was hoping they didn't get rid of him. It seemed like they were trying to shop him. You know what I'm saying? Looked like they were trying to get rid of him a little bit. And I think he plays well with LeBron and AD. He wants to play with LeBron and AD. Those are like his favorite 2 players growing up. So I wouldn't see why you would get somebody who really wants to be there. You know, it's kind of hard to find players who want to play with LeBron, which is crazy to say, but a lot of people don't like the pressure. A lot of people don't like the hoopla around his team. A lot of people don't like the fact that he gets most of the credit. He also gets the blame too, but he gets majority, if not all the credit when they win, you know, him and AD. So I can understand why that might be the case, but yeah, I don't know. We got to see how that turns out. We have to see how this turns out. But, you know, to go from the worst type of roster to the best or top one as far as flexibility and a solid roster, that trade deadline thing they did last season was the best thing they could have did, or he could have did. That definitely saved his arsenal or his regime at being where he's at for the Lakers. I feel him doing that gave him like more years. You know, had he not done that last season, maybe he have only 2 or 3 left. Maybe he would have only the tenure of LeBron left. But with him making this type of move, that kind of guarantees him more years down the road for sure. Because now they have enough to move some pieces to keep them relevant for a while, especially with this new CBA. There's a lot of things changing with that. Not all the details have been released, but a lot of people are saying that these teams can't afford to have all these type of high, you know, players on there. That's why Jordan Poole's not in Golden State. And I'm sure that's going to trickle down with more teams as, you know, as this gets involved, man. Pootie, what's good? Welcome to the stream, bro. Thanks for coming through. I appreciate it. Austin Reeves, not a free agent. I guess not. I don't know if they re-signed him or something. I don't think he's on his. Is he on his rookie contract with $12 million? I think they kept. I think, if I'm not mistaken, somebody might be able to know more detail. I'm not going to look to see, but I thought that he was under the situation. I thought he was in the Alex Caruso situation. So I think they gave him his money. Yeah, he did resign this summer, didn't he? or extend or whatever. I think I don't think he's a free agent. I thought he was in a free agent this year. I thought my assumption or what I thought I remembered was Vanderbilt and him being like, oh, what are they gonna do? Because they need to sign them both, and Austin Reeves could take an offer from somewhere else. So I think I think that might have been this season or this past season, and they re-signed him. So yeah, Austin's locked in. Austin's locked in. That's why you don't really hear them. I feel like why you don't really hear them. Dame Lillard's not still in the room reveal for the Lakers. Neither is Kyrie. Like they don't really need any guards, any more point guards. I think they're gonna try to give Austin the keys like that. They don't have the Westbrook situation or the Patrick Beverly situation, which really wasn't a situation, but there's no other guards there to really kind of Gabe Vincent's coming new to the team, so Gabe Vincent would have to outplay, you would think in a perfect world, Gabe Vincent would have to outplay Austin to take that starting spot. September 8th is for 2K. Oh, that's right here. Oh, that's right here. Oh, that's right here. What's we Wednesday? So Friday it comes out. So really Thursday at 9 p.m. or yep. Dang, I remember those days. I remember going to GameStop on the night before at 9:00, get my game, rush home, and not play it to the next morning. I remember that. The idea is to get the game and come home and play it. I would always get the game and let it sit there and do a whole bunch of other shit. And by the time I turn the game on, it's like 1:00 in the morning. And then I always would forget that you got to download the game first before you can like play it. So then you're up to like 2. By that time, I just turn it on and then turn it right back off and play it the next morning. I used to hate that. I would be so anxious to get the game early and get all my VC and stuff early to not really go into the next morning. You know what I mean? It is what it is. Yeah, but I don't think Austin's a free agent. I think they took care of that. I think they took care of that this past off season. Yeah, I think so. Okay, so let me go back. I am looking forward to seeing what Cam Reddish can do for the team and see what this Christian Wood's going to do, because I feel like Cam Reddish and Christian Wood is like the same player. In hip hop news, BG from Cash Money finally out. There go Birdman right there. I don't know what that's going to be like. Birdman. But it's good to see BG out. For those of you guys who know about Cash Money and all that stuff, if you like BG, shout him out. He did have some good music. He's shaking with Birdman, so he's happy to be home. I'm pretty sure they're gonna get right to work. I just hope the music is good. He's been locked up for a long time, so sometimes the stuff can sound outdated, or maybe not. I think Birdman gonna do the right things to try to get him right, whatever kind of help he need. But will BG come out and be that next? Will he be something? People know about him, know he's been down for a minute, but does he still have that energy? Does his stuff still carry? Do people still care? It is dope to see him out though. Just wanted to share that really quick. For those people out there that I was talking about earlier, this is a shoe for y'all. The Nike Dunks, the Powder Puff Girl Nike SBs. Now, the images I've been seeing of these shoes are nice. The colorways, dope. They definitely put their foot in when it came to trying to make these. The quality of them is dope. If you guys want to see more images, I have a breakdown of these shoes on my video dropped on Bossco 2.0 this morning. Speaking about upcoming releases for the fall of 2023. There's 3 colorways for these, representing 3 of the characters from the Powder Puff Girls. I don't know if that's all the characters or what. I never watched the Powder Puff Girls ever. And how many guys out there did? How many guys out there who's going to get these dunks actually as a Powder Puff Girl fan and watch that show? Or are you just getting them because you like the shoe? Because the shoes are dope enough to just get them for that reason. But I'm curious to know how many guys out there was watching the Powder Puff Girls. You know what I'm saying? Don't be ashamed. Say it loud. But this colorway and the details on these are nice. The blue one I think I like the most out of all the colorways. There's a pink one, this blue one, and I forgot the third colorway. But you, like I said, check Bossco 2.0 to go ahead and see all 3 colorways with detailed close-up images. They got special insoles. I think they come with a special box. I didn't see anything about extra laces for them, but maybe they do. But this colorway off the rip, I like it. Got the eyes stitching on the back. Clean collab, man. You know, SB Dunks never come short when it comes to quality. You know, so I'm pretty sure people will lose their brain trying to grab these shoes. And good luck to anybody out there who has interest in them. Thought I heard something going off. Also spoke about this on Bossco 2.0 this morning. There is a restock of the St. John's Nike Dunk Low for all you guys out there who are into the Nike Dunk Lows. I'm showing these shoes because I'm talking about them in my other video. So why not talk about them here in the live stream for people tuning in right now? Shout out to everybody coming through wherever you're watching me from. We're live on a bunch of platforms. So hit the like button, leave a comment if you're watching, even if it's for a few minutes. Let me know that you came through to say what's up. And especially if you're watching on YouTube, make sure you hit them like buttons. That helps other people see what's going on over here on the channel. You dig? Nike Dunk Low St. John's. You know, I mean, what's the really big difference between? Well, I guess the red and white one I seen didn't have the same color block, and I'll take that back. I'm like, what's the difference between the St. John's and then just the red and white one? Because usually, I think, isn't there like a red and white one also that's not deemed St. John's, or am I tripping? Maybe I'm tripping. I'm not really a connoisseur like that. Maybe some of you dunk heads out there could let me know. But the solid red and white color scheme is not bad at all. You know, just seems plain Jane. But if they drop it at the right time, which these are dropping on Sneakers Day, so I'm pretty sure people will try to grab them. I'm curious to see if any of the Sneaker Day releases will end up in regular stores, or is it only going to be a Sneakers Day type of thing, like Sneakers app. I done lost all hope with Sneakers app. You know, I'm like 0 for 99. It is what it is. You can't win them all. I ain't won none. Maybe at some point I could be encouraged to start trying to mess with the sneaker drops again, but I ain't really tripping. I'm definitely not really tripping off that. Austin Reeves, not a free agent. Yeah, I don't think. Yeah, oh, it's the same question. Yeah, I don't think he's a free agent anymore. I do like these. Colorful and different. Nike Air Max 90 with the corduroy, all corduroy, kind of patchwork, like different colors of corduroy all over the upper. These are clean right here. Me personally, I think they're dope. It's weird too how materials, colorways, and just things they recycle or fall out of love and fall back into love. It's just the ebbs and flows of fashion, I guess, for sure. I've never personally ever really been into corduroy. As a kid, I remember corduroy and I thought it was like, I didn't like it. What is this with all these lines on it? I didn't like corduroy pants or shirts. I just thought the stuff was weird. Younger, you know. As being older, I do kind of appreciate the corduroy more. I don't know what about the fabric or design makes it more appealing to me, but I do like the corduroy look on some certain things. I just got the it's not next to me, but the corduroy Laker hat. Watch, the corduroy Laker hat is pretty dope. Got the corduroy Bulls hat. Let me show you real quick. Now these will be up on the website, bosscosgoodies.com. I still did a bad job and didn't put these up on the website yet. I got a few hats that will be going up on the website. I'll probably make sure I get them up there today. It's this Laker hat, which is kind of different. The stripes, I like it, but not my cup of tea. But maybe somebody else might really like it. I don't know. Green bill, pretty dope. It's a snapback too. Laker stuff on the back. But what we're talking about is corduroy. I got a Laker one, and now there's a corduroy Bulls hat. You know what I'm saying? And to be honest, I like it. You know what I mean? Snapback with the Bulls logo on the back. But I'm telling you, maybe 2-3 years ago, Ultra Game made it. Maybe 2-3 years ago, I wouldn't even be interested. I'd be like, corduroy hat that? No, I'm cool on it. But now, the more that I see the corduroy, they are starting to grow on me, especially on certain shoes. You know, and I've been seeing that they're trying to put it out there a little bit more. So these corduroy Air Max 90s is definitely something, I guess, to look out for or consider. Maybe we'll try more and see what's up, man. If I like them, they feel good on feet. Maybe. They're always trying to get somebody to buy something, man. They're always trying to get somebody to buy something out there, bro. Corduroy Nike Air Max 90s definitely on point. Let me know what you think about them, whether you're watching now or on the replay. If you're feeling the corduroy dunks, it's not a shoe, but shout out to her. Looks good. Looks like a couple girls I've seen or that I might know. I've seen it on my timeline. I wanted to see if you guys, what your thoughts were, but yeah, shout out to Twitter. Oh, okay. 1.3 million views is crazy on a picture. Don't bring sand to the beach. Don't bring sand to the beach, y'all. That's the old saying. Don't do that to yourself. That's a good morning pick me up. Those are like, hey, I thought it was shoes, but it's better than shoes right there. Let's continue to move on. Good morning to everybody. Hopefully one of these pictures woke you up if you were sleeping. This one probably really woke you up, but I don't know. Maybe that one did. I don't know. But James Harden has never missed the playoffs in his career. That's fire. That's dope. James Harden's never missed the playoffs. 14 consecutive seasons. Every year he's been in the playoffs. For all the shit they talk about James Harden, the boys made the playoffs every year. Been in the playoffs every year. I said that to say this because the next post, or the post I saw before this one, was Sixers players and Doc Rivers had an issue with James Harden enjoying himself or enjoying the Miami nightlife before games. Harden didn't travel with the team to Miami. Sources say he travels separately with the permission from the front office. So as long as he got permission from the front office, nobody can say nothing to him, right? As long as he's going out and balling, they can't say nothing to him, right? I mean, didn't he ball like when he played in the playoffs? He didn't mess it up. He didn't stink it up. When he was in the playoffs, he definitely didn't stink it up. Oh, that's Zach Randolph. Zach Randolph, Debo, James Harden. I think this is an NBA player too. You got Lil Baby. I think that's somebody too. I don't know, but I mean, they mad because he want to go to the party and club and chill out. I mean, if it's not affecting his play, nobody said nothing to Dennis Rodman when he did it. They let him go do it. Rodman left the game in the finals, go to Vegas to go have some fun and fly back. They let it happen. He came back and did his job. They couldn't say nothing to him. Why they want to give James Harden an issue? I could see if he was slumping, if he was not balling after coming, you know what I mean? He held up his end of the bargain last season. I don't think unless somebody can refresh my memory, he kind of did his thing. He didn't do nothing crazy. Is USA and Canada playing right now? But yeah, so rumor is, I mean, that's been out for a minute that they are not happy with him partying before the game. I guess, after the game is fine, but if he partied the night before and come out and still drop 30s and 20s and stuff like that, you can't really say nothing to him. Now you're just judging somebody off their lifestyle. And for him to be a player, like I just said a second ago, to never miss the playoffs, he's a part of that. It's not like he's been on teams where he sat out the whole season and they made the playoffs. No. He's part of them making that playoff run or getting that playoff berth. So they gotta leave Harden alone a little bit, I would say. I would think. You know what I'm saying? Especially if he's showing improvement on the court. But everybody has their own style of how they do things. I just think that's kind of strange. They should leave that man alone and let him do his thing. As long as he's hooping, he ain't hurting nobody. Now, if he, like I said, if he starts to, stink it up on the court, that's a little situation there. Then we're talking. But other than that, I think James Harden's kind of lived up to what he's supposed to do. If he leaves the team, I mean, they're saying the Clippers. I forgot the second team they're saying. That would be weird if he went to the Clippers. Would he be traded for Kawhi or for Paul George or Westbrook? Who? I don't see a team where they got Westbrook Westbrook, James Harden, Paul George, and Kawhi. That's a ridiculous team right there. And that's dope too, because they're all from California. So for all of them to play for their home team, that would be dope. Hopefully they could do something for the community and the city because they're all home. That would be a dope situation right there. You know, that would be crazy. That would be crazy. But I don't know. They're going to have to give up something to get James Harden. And if he went to the Clippers, who would they give up? Who would the Clippers, who would the Sixers want to take back? You know, another colorway. We got the Burgundy Crush. So you got the navy blue ones. You got the Burgundy Crush. Not a bad colorway either. Probably need to see that more in person. Also spoken about this on my video today on Bossco 2.0. Ochre. I forgot the name. I said it right in the video, but these are dropping in 2024. You know, and they actually have some images of them. Like these are not like mock-ups. They're like official images. The mock-up looked a lot different. The mock-up had way more white and not so much of that yellow. This color blocking is different, bro. I think down the road, this would be something somebody looks back on and like that was a cool looking shoe. I feel like when it first dropped, people won't care, but I think down the road it might get a little bit more appreciation. I could be wrong. The quality on it definitely looks on point. That yellow orc base with the white overlays, it's not bad. They got the nubuck on the yellow part of the shoe too. It looks clean, bro. It looks clean. I'm not mad at the shoe. Not sure how many people will go after. Like I said, I think it will sit around. I feel like it will be around like the Ginger 14s were. A lot of people said they wanted the Ginger 14s, but those things sat around for a minute. They eventually disappeared, but they sat around for a minute. Dropping February 3rd in full family sizing. So this is one of those 2024, early 2024 releases. Also spoke on these two. The Stussy Nike Flight 89. I get it. I understand it, you know, I guess. But for me, to be honest, I don't really like. Oh my goodness. I don't know why I'm yawning. But the Flight 89 is a pretty cool shoe. But Stussy, I don't think they've been knocking it out the park with their collabs lately. They did a penny that was not bad, but a lot of the collabs I'll be seeing, the Air Force One, this shoe, whatever other ones besides the pennies wasn't really it for me, man. Shout out to Stussy. They've been out for a long time. Hopefully they can continue to get the collabs and stuff they want to, but the way that they executed this one is just not it. There's 3 colorways that drop, a red and white one, a white, black one, and then I think this one here with the snakeskin on the side panels, that's not cool, bro. I feel like that's the only thing they added to the shoe is that's trash. That looks ugly though. Not trying to hate. It looks like it's gonna have amazing quality on the upper because it's a collab too. But this overlay, the snakeskin overlay, maybe something on the outsole can match it or a hang tag or something. But these ain't it. What made them draw this up and say, yeah, that's it. We're gonna put the snakeskin right there and that's it on the panel? Like, what made them say that? If anybody out there likes this, let me know and let me know what about it you like. Is it just the silhouette itself or what? Is it because it reminds you of a Jordan 3 or Jordan 4? Like what? You know what I mean? These Stussy Flight 89s, to me personally, is just not the wave. Not it, bro. Damian Lillard still on the trading block, proposal trades. So far, it's looking like Miami's leading the way with that. I think that Dame Lillard thing's gonna last all the way until we get to the trade deadline, like right around the All-Star break. I feel like this Dame situation is gonna linger out. I could be wrong, but I feel like it's gonna linger out to the point, you know, to that long, unless they make a decision in December when you got some people who are signing tradable, you know, because yesterday we talked about Richard Sherman making that point about AD and Giannis, how they can't make a move on AD till December. You know, AD for Dame, I don't know if that fits or it makes sense, but that could still be a possibility if AD is unofficially on the trading block. You know what I mean? Of course, December, you have a lot of ball to play before you get to that point, but Miami's looking like the most attractive place for both teams. So if he's able to be in Miami with Jimmy Butler, Bam, that's a pretty solid big three for them, especially on the East Coast. You know what I mean? It all remains to be seen. Yeah, we talked about that. Yeah, re-signed Austin Reeves, re-signed D'Angelo Russell, and Rui. So all those guys were free agents, but now they're back with the team. We're re-signed, so they're not going nowhere anytime soon. This Air Max 1 color combination is on point for these two. A lot of things to look forward to over the next few weeks. It's a good thing. I mean, as we're getting into the fourth quarter, it seems like they're rounding up more releases, things that we're surprised to see. We weren't really expecting to see. They're starting to drop them more now. So we got to see what's up for the next few weeks and see what other news comes out today. I'm pretty sure there will be a good amount of things out there today that you can maybe want to add to your collection down the line. Try to see if there was anything else I really saw that stood out to me. Yeah, Team USA. And I do believe that I guess they were giving some early access. They gave out early access today on the fours. Or exclusive access on the fours. I don't see anybody on my timeline on Instagram posting that they picked up a pair, but maybe they did. Let me just scroll down my timeline real quick on Instagram. Everybody usually posts the Gothams and stuff like that. But I haven't seen anybody post that they picked up these. Jordan 4. Let me see. Yeah, briefly scrolling down my timeline. I don't see anybody saying that they received exclusive access to pick up a pair of these. I'm pretty sure people out there will be trying to pick up pairs of these on the exclusive access, you know. You know what I'm saying? Once again, I appreciate everybody who came through today. Oh man. Everybody that came through today, chill out for however long you did. Some of the things that just happened on the internet is just crazy.
Myra, the screen's not frozen. The chains are still moving, stupid. Myra, you're a slut just like
your mother. That's crazy. It says the girl saved her boyfriend's number as daddy, but her real daddy called. And she doing this while she's thinking her boyfriend calling, but and the fact that he's like, the chains is still moving, stupid. You're not frozen. That's hilarious. And then, of course, you're such just like your mother.
The screen's not frozen. The chains are still moving, stupid. Myra, you're a slut just like your mother.
Your mother. That's crazy, bro. You got to be careful what you're saving things under, bro. That is wild. Can you imagine that? One more time for the road. Daddy. That's actually not bad. If I seen that, I probably would rush home.
Myra.
Latina too.
Myra.
I'll be speeding on the freeway.
Myra, the screen's not frozen. The chains are still moving, stupid. Myra, you're a slut just like your mother.
She tried to really freeze like it was stuck with the chains moving. What kind of shit they into though with the chains on the wall? I'm leave that alone. Got to be careful on who you saving name under, bro. That was kind of crazy. I wouldn't. She probably that's a weird conversation later on when they finally see each other again. We talked about Christian Wood. 2K released their soundtrack. You know, 2K, I'm not gonna lie, maybe even Madden 2, but 2K for sure has put me on to some newer artists. Or if it's not newer artists, they put me on songs from artists I already knew that I never heard of. 2K soundtrack, the people don't get paid, I believe, to get on there. They don't get paid or they don't get no royalties. I don't think so, unless they might have changed that recently. But it's promotion, bro. It really is. It's almost the equivalent of that Super Bowl thing, how they say people who perform at the Super Bowl halftime don't get paid because everything you get from being the performer takes care of the payment. You feel me? Um, like there's been some people on here who I would not know of as far as music I've heard or rappers I wouldn't have heard of or even gave another chance to if I didn't hear them on 2K. Because you know, when you play in a game, you hear the soundtrack throughout the day or throughout the time you play it. So eventually songs start to grow on you. I wouldn't really have not respect, but I really wouldn't know about Polo G if it wasn't for 2K. Um, a few other people I can't think of, but Polo G, that's where I heard a few of his songs that I liked. I'm like, oh, this nigga actually got some stuff. And then you hear a couple other songs, not bad. But I mean, in 2023, it should be a goal for some of these artists to get on 2K because, like I said, your song's gonna get played a lot. These songs are just constantly being played in the background for everybody. So you get a lot of people having an opportunity to hear your music, bro. Yeah, this soundtrack looks like it has a strong lineup. I mean, I'm pretty sure they've had pretty good lineups before, but I know a lot of these people now. Before it would be a lot of names I didn't know so much, but Uzi Vert, Kodak, Kevin Gates, Young M.A., A Boogie with the Hoodie, Roddy Rich, Lil Wayne, Gorilla, Quavo Takeoff, Young Boy, um, who else? Larry June, The Alchemist. That's dope. They got him on there. Nardo Wick, Future, Lil Baby, Flo Millie, Baby Keem. So that means okay. Pilo E40. I don't know who Destiny Rogers is. Rick Vaughn, Duckworth. I don't know some of these guys at the end, at the bottom. But hey, you know they're in there amongst with the other big names. I'm curious to see what that soundtrack sounds like, man. Curious to see what the soundtrack sounds like. And lastly, for the people in the back, is Tim Duncan top three all over? You know, top three over time. Is a top three all timer, either centers or top three all time. Period. I'm a big Tim Duncan fan. Been rocking with Tim Duncan ever since Wake Forest, but I can respectfully say not top three. But in my starting five, he might be my starting center forward. I mean, he might be my starting power forward. But he might be top five overall. It's hard to say. It's a lot off the top of the head. You got Jordan, LeBron, Magic, Kobe, Shaq, Dunk. It's hard, bro. I don't think he's top three all time. Maybe top three centers all time. You know, of course, you got to respect to Wilt, but I don't put Wilt there. It's either Shaq or Kareem too. Shit. Shaq, Kareem, and Hakeem. Duncan was a power forward for most of his years and then played center later this year. So I'm going to say Duncan's a power forward. And the power forwards, he's arguably there for me too. Power forward, Barkley, Duncan, Weber, Barkley, Duncan. I'm missing a lot of people. Power forwards, it's hard, man. Where does Tim Duncan line up, bro? Great story, career, great player, championships, all that defensive stuff, all that, you know. It's hard to say where you can place Tim Duncan because there's so many other good players, bro. And then we got Devin Booker's newest shoe, images of his shoe, which is looking real plain Janish. Maybe we'll get one with color to see what's going on. They're coming out pretty soon. Y'all can get ready for them if you guys are Devin Booker fans. You know what I mean? His shoe's coming around the corner sometime in 2024. he will be wearing it in 2024, so it might come out right before that or towards Christmas. I'm not for sure. Once we get for sure details on that, of course, we'll share that. Shout out to everybody joining the stream. We've been rocking for about an hour and 25 minutes, talking about a few different things that I was on my IG or on my Twitter. Make sure you're following me on Twitter or Instagram. Starting to the day, what is it now? 8:42 on the West Coast. Big shout out to everybody coming through. We trying to start earlier in the day. You know what I mean? Now I got some more things to do, get into some videos, but we got Bossco 2.0. I just uploaded a video there about sneaker releases coming out for this month, some of which we didn't talk about today. So make sure you guys go check that out. And of course, Bobby Thrift, Bossco Mitchell. We just upload, man. Check out whatever you can, whenever you have opportunity to. Have any questions, feel free to hit me up in the comment section or DM me. If you guys got anything you want to ask or say really quick before we get out of here, let me know. James Worthy, number one power forward. Hey, Roderick. Hey, man. I can't argue that either. He doesn't get a lot of love like he should. Number one power forward ever. That's a strong statement, but I cannot argue it. He's a solid. He was a great player. The thing that sucks is just so much time removed, and the team he was on, I think that's what kind of gets him lost as the great whatever, because he was on such a good team where they had a bunch of greats. So I think that's why he might not get as much love as he deserves. But James Worthy's definitely one of those. Definitely one of those, man. And yesterday I wanted to mention, because on Bobby Thrift in my thumbnail, I had a picture of a jacket saying, look out for this. But I ended the stream before I talked about it. Just letting you guys know out there in the Bobby Thrift world, or anybody out there, because for Bobby Thrift, or if you're looking for Christmas shopping or just shopping for other people or even for yourself, a lot of things is popping up there. They've been showing Travis Scott jerseys popping up at different places right now. The Travis Scott flight suit jackets that people wanted, retail for $225. They're selling them there for $50. There's profit to be made. There's things to be made out there, man. If you just continue to look a little bit. Yesterday for me, I sent off like 3 boxes to Amazon, so there's definitely some good finds out there, but them Travis Scott jackets is kind of going crazy. There's also some things in the toy area, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, a few things out there that are really hitting online right now. So if you have a chance to source, make sure you're hitting up those other sections, not just the shoes and the athletic apparel. Look at the winter clothes, look at the clearance section. Look at the toy section too, if you're able to sell toys, because I'm hearing that those Ninja Turtles, they're retailing at the store for like $9.99 or $12.99, but online they're selling for $50 for Ninja Turtles. I guess because the movie just came out, people still got the buzz for them. I don't know what about them is making people go crazy for them to spend $50 for them per, but that's the case. The movie came out, like I said, that's probably why. And the kids that like the Turtles, or adults who like the Turtles, because I don't know if there's any kids like today's kids that like the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Like, do they still have that on TV? I wouldn't even know. Would not even know. But yeah, definitely some things to be on the lookout for when you hit up Ross and stuff like that. And if you find anything and you're in the Discord, feel free to share it. Speaking of sharing it in the Discord, because that's what I said also. Let me see if there was something there that I had in particular. Shout out to everybody here in the stream. I appreciate you guys coming through, whatever channel or platform you're watching me on. Come on, man. Load up for me, man. Taking forever to load up for me. I'm gonna go ahead and bring this up really quick. So we talked about the Air Jordan 38 coming out in Aqua 8. We did talk about that. This is the example of the jacket by Cactus Jack. Shout out to the homie Tan Finds. He's been out there doing this thing for a minute, finding some great items and products. Cactus Jack, $49.99, retail $220. This is what it looks like if you didn't know. But they have been popping up. I've seen a couple other people post them too since he said that yesterday. Yeah, everything else we talked about yesterday, but that was the main thing I wanted to show y'all, the Travis Scott jacket, because that's what's been found. Jordan 1s are still showing up there too, from what I remember seeing. Jordan 1 True Blues, I've been seeing those by a good amount. Some people have been saying it's pretty dry out there. I've been hearing that. Some people feel like it's dry. Some people feel like it's still things out there. If you're somebody who feel like it's dry, my thought to you is just look at more selections, more sections in the store, because there's something there. If you went to Ross and you're looking for shoes and didn't find shoes, maybe a Travis Scott jacket's there, or an off-white jacket or sweaters there, because people have been finding a lot of crazy, interesting things in those winter sections. You know what I mean? So if you're looking, like, yeah, this looks dry. With me posting these pictures, it might look dry because these are size 16, 17, 18. Nobody wants them. But I did just go to one store, and I was only there for like 10 minutes, so I really didn't give myself an opportunity to really find some heat. You know what I mean? But this is the Discord Energy 810. Oh, not that. If you guys aren't already doing so, come on and join. The Discord is free. Like showing. What's that? Oh, okay. Picked up 3 pairs of Ultra Boosts and a pair of Jordan gloves and some cleats. Ultra Boost still popping up for $25, man. You can never go wrong with that. You can never go wrong with that. Will this play?
71.
Okay, so what? How much money did you make? How much money?
171.
Okay, so 171. So if you
Damn, 171. Shout out to the boy.
made 120 million instead of 171, and you were able to get a ring, would you not trade that 120 versus 170 for the ring? I just want to
50
know.
million for a ring? Fuck no.
No, I
What's wrong
would.
with you?
I would.
You're crazy as hell.
I would. You know what that would mean to me as a player?
Shit.
What would you guys do? I mean, they got a lot of content to cook off of. They got a lot of content to talk about. They talk about some good shit on there. What would you do? Because it stemmed from that Robert Ory comment. Robert Ory was talking shit about Gilbert, talking about he didn't win no rings, and you would trade this for the rings and all this type of shit. Would you guys trade it if you made 171? Would you trade in 171 to get 120, but you get a ring? Would you?
So 171. So if you made 120 million instead of 171, and you were able to get a ring, would you not trade that 120 versus 170 for the ring? I just want to
50
know.
million for a ring? Fuck no.
No, I
What's wrong
would.
with you?
I would.
You're crazy as hell.
I would.
I don't know, man. I mean, personally, I see why he said no, and I more likely would say no too, because I mean, it's dope you won the ring, but there's a lot of players who it's kind of, when you say it's a lot of players who won a ring that didn't do nothing for it. You know, that's a true statement. There's a lot of people sitting on the bench who got a ring and never did nothing in the league after that, and just have a ring, and that's it. Their longevity in life financially might not be the same, you know, especially if you were somebody at the end of the bench or something like that. But trade in 20 million for a championship ring, that
You know what that would mean to me as a player?
Shit.
That's cool. And you know what? I can go buy NBA rings right now on sale from players who won, but because they wasn't the best player, they was on that team, they got to sell that ring for this thing called money.
Gilbert.
that's the whole point. That's the whole point right there. You got people on the team who won the rings, but later down the road, like if they probably took a deal and got more money somewhere else. And this is like what I feel like Carmelo did. This is almost Carmelo Anthony to a T. Like, he chose get the money with Denver as opposed to going to get that ring with LeBron and Wade in Miami, you know, and that probably benefited him more for the long haul than going to get that, what he was going to get. I mean, he still would have been good because the money they were going to pay Carmelo would have been cool, but I think he got like maybe 20 to 30 more going to Denver or staying with Denver as opposed to signing with Miami. So that's almost a Carmelo Anthony story. Would Carmelo rather have the more money like he does now, or 30 million less with a ring with LeBron and thing? You know what I mean?
I would.
You're crazy as hell.
I would. You know what that would mean to me as a player?
Shit.
That's cool. And you know what? I can go buy NBA rings right now on sale from players who won, but because they wasn't the best player, they was on that team, they got to sell that ring for this thing called money.
Gilbert.
I've never seen a nigga selling 300 million.
Gilbert.
That is a fact. A factoid, bro.
You can never imitate the feeling of winning, bro, by buying someone's ring. That's an imitation. You're like, oh, I'm gonna feel like a winner today. I'm gonna go buy a ring. No, nigga. Nah, nigga, you can never be
this. I'm gonna buy a ring today so I can feel like a champion. I think that's weird when you see people buying the NBA rings. You know, there are people out there who go to eBay and try to buy NBA rings from old players to say they have the ring. Maybe it's just more of a collector's piece, but sometimes they be taxing for them rings, you know? And sometimes the rings don't even be as much as they try to charge for them, from what I remember hearing. Like, I don't even know if the rings are really that much. They would need to appraise it and show how much they are.
They don't want to see that.
Yeah, I don't remember what episode that was either. As they asked me, Ben in the Discord, if you're watching now or not, I'm not sure what episode that was. It's one of the recent episodes though, for sure. One of the last few before the season ended, the first season. I'm not exactly sure which one it was, but yeah, trading 50 million or 30 million, 20 million for a ring. I don't know if that is the smartest move, especially because it's about down the road, you know. The ring solidifies you now as you're playing in your playing days, but what about long after your playing days, like a Dominique Wilkins or, I was gonna say Nick Young, but that's not really it because I don't know his situation. But yeah, that's just crazy. That's the question: would you trade the 50 million or 30 million in for a ring, bro? You still got some money, but would you trade a little less just to get a ring? You know, and I hear her standpoint. You want a ring to show that you won at the highest level forever in your life. You can always have that symbol. But I mean, if you don't have the ring, you can just go look it up, Google it. You know, the ring itself, there's other ways to verify you won that ring. You know what I'm saying? Like Randy Brown from the Bulls. I think they won a ring when he was on the team, but like, where's Randy Brown now? Shout out to Randy Brown, no disrespect, but I'm just saying, like, maybe he was a good enough player to join the Bulls and help them out and lock up some players on defense to help them win a championship. But if he probably was good enough to go somewhere else and get a little bit more money that would have lasted him after his career was over. But he wanted to stay and play for Mike and get that ring. So we always know Randy Brown, if you hear the name or see the image, oh, he won a ring with Jordan. But what does that say for him in the physical life later on after he's done playing? So I totally get where Gil coming from. Hey, it's all the accolades of that is cool, and I get it. Champion in the NBA, I get it. But to be more set in life afterwards, I think that's the ultimate goal. You know, the trophies and awards is just stuff that's made up in between. It's all about the memories and millions you make from the league to help you and your family going forward. You know what I'm saying? A little bit of both. I want to know what people think about that. Would you trade in a little bit of money to get the ring? That scenario. Trade in, what was it, 20 million? 30 million for the ring? Decisions. Big shout out to everybody coming through here for however long you've been here for. I do appreciate that. Hit the like button if you haven't already done so. It does help more people see that we are live, as we are here doing. Shout out to whoever just hit the like button, because somebody just did. So shout out to you for that. Hopefully you guys have a good rest of your, what are we at, Wednesday right now? Yeah, Tuesday. Yeah, Wednesday. Hopefully you guys are able to find what you need or just have a good day in general. Watch my videos on YouTube. Check out the content. Maybe we'll come back live. I don't know. But shout out to everybody watching on Twitter, Twitch, and 3 of my YouTube channels. Do what you got to do to show that you appreciate it so your boy can see that and come back to do more. Because regardless, I mean, if you're here or not, I'm still going to go live, but I do like to see the likes. I do like to see the comments and feedback. And I know we're back to more of a regular schedule. People might be more at work or at school right now. I get it. But you find it when you find it. You get onto it when you can, bro. Everybody's schedule is different. Shout out to everybody who's able to come through here for however long you're able to. And I'll see you guys a little bit later on